Okay.
We don't work for free anymore.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
Welcome to the What's Left podcast from the Derealization Nation Media Network.
I can't afford Mountain Dew! Okay? The economy's rough right now! Obama!
Miners, I love miners.
And now, your hosts. That's right, John, Jake, and Brad, the What's Left podcast here on the Derealization Nation Media Network. That's you guys. Thanks for being part of the Derealization Nation, making this thing grow. It's awesome to watch it expand, and really just great to be growing a community. It's great to have conversations with you guys. But we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about Elon, everybody's favorite. We're going back to Zorro Ranch. We got to talk a little bit about Ludnick and what a piece of shit he is. ICE buying warehouses in different states, and a pedophile among their midst. If you could fucking believe it, ICE pedophile as well. So a lot to get to. Let's not start anywhere. But first of all, guys, Trump, you hate on him every day. You guys can't stop shitting on him. You call him a pedophile, but in reality, he's been a hero the whole time. As this article, as this headline from ABC says, a former police chief who investigated Jeffrey Epstein in the mid-2000s told the FBI he had received a phone call from Donald Trump at the time to say, "Thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this," according to an FBI account. Guys, are you finally over your derangement syndrome?
Dude, this is crazy talk. It's even crazier talk because the MAGA crowd is like, this is the surefire evidence that he's definitely not a child predator. This is what they're using as like the ironclad, he's not a child predator.
This is it.
Like,
it's
I
wild.
don't understand.
Trump has known. Now, let's clarify. Trump knew Epstein since the mid 80s, early 90s, through the 2000s, and then was friends with him again after he thanked goodness and the police for taking care of Epstein. So I'm confused as to what exactly is heroic about holding on to evidence of human trafficking for 20 plus years.
Weren't they like co-defendants in the 90s?
Yeah, 100%. They're going to be co-defendants in the 2030s as well. They are going, like, he is like, as far as I'm concerned, Trump is exonerated from nothing. If anything, this makes him look even fucking worse.
Yeah. So you knew for 20 years and didn't speak up. One of the most powerful men, like you have infinite resources, and you chose not to speak up for 20 years.
Yeah.
And it just so happens when your best buddy is being investigated for crimes, you make a call in like, he didn't mention he didn't say me. He didn't mention
right.
Me, right? Just checking.
Like
just
the fucking arsonist who shows
Elon.
up at the fire while the fire department's there like, boy, what happened here? Somebody started a fire, did they? That's
like,
crazy.
So just Jeffrey, right? Just Jeffrey and Ghislaine? No one else, right? Nope, no one?
No one else. Jake.
Yeah, I knew they were bad eggs.
Jake, how's your derangement syndrome? Are you fucking finally over it?
Well, he was never there.
Never.
Well, he was just never there. I don't know. Is this the one where they said that he was an informant? Like, I mean, undercover? Or was that the other one?
So if you are MAGA, then you've extrapolated from this one phone call to the police in 2006 that this confirms the theory that Mike Johnson holds, that the president does not, that Donald Trump was an FBI informant.
Oh.
Yes. So that's where that goes. That's who's extrapolating that fact. Nobody.
This is a newly released story from ABC News.
Breaking.
Yeah, who Donald Trump sued and won against for defamation.
Yes, not by going through the process of any court, but just because, Disney fucking caved.
Just
So
wealthy people giving other wealthy people money.
that's it. That's all it is.
But further proof that left-wing media does not exist. It's all owned by the same 6 corporations, and they only put out what they want you to see. The only source of real media in the world is independent podcasting, where they're not bought and paid for. Thank you for the free plug, ABC.
Yeah, for sure. And we do our research from such reputable places as like DropSite, The Guardian. We also source the New York Times and scour the internet to verify different stories. But we try to bring it as factually as we can. And one thing that is factual is that not only did Donald Trump try to weasel his way out of trouble by trying to tell on his friends will also try to weasel out of trouble by not telling on him. And that's what Ghislaine Maxwell is trying to do by pleading the fifth. She did say, though, if and only if she gets clemency, then boy, she might just remember things, like magically remember everything, but only if she gets clemency, because she pled her Fifth Amendment, guys, specifically when they asked her, just as Jeffrey Epstein did, if Donald Trump had any involvement with underage girls. Is this the kind of upstanding behavior you expect out of your FBI informants?
They don't. I mean, she had to get to her pedicure at Club Fed. She didn't have time to be incriminating the guy that could get her out of prison.
Yeah. Is it not just a little too ironic, Jake, that this woman can't find her fucking memory unless, of course, she gets clemency from the president?
Yeah, it's pretty telling.
Yeah.
You don't have to work too hard to put those puzzle pieces together.
Not nearly as hard as you have to work to extrapolate a phone call into Trump being, saving kittens from trees. The mental gymnastics there are just not as complex.
Do you remember when he helped out with that flood?
I with the oof. Yeah, I remember when he threw paper towels at Puerto Rico. I remember that.
Their bounty.
The quicker picker upper. They probably said Trump on them because everything has to have Trump on it. You're not allowed to have it. That's because that's how that works. So yeah, so she's offering if she gets clemency, and the person who delivered that news, guys, Representative Andy Biggs. For those of you who don't remember who Andy Biggs is, he came out of that hearing and announced that she would do this for clemency. He is the one who Sasha Riley says beat him almost to death to the point where it upset his human trafficking father, adopted father, their trafficking adopted father. So this monster who is just as tied to all the rest of this shit, just so happens to be the one who delivers the message from Ghislaine to Trump, just like the good old days, I assume.
We see it, and now with I'm gonna butcher the guy's name. We have the list, I think, of all the people, the 6 men that were redacted in the files.
Yes,
and it goes hand in hand with Sasha's story of like the people that Sasha named.
Yes, 100%.
Like this just gives more proof of what Sasha's saying. It's not, we're seeing this very clearly that Sasha was not bullshitting.
Yeah, today on Threads, Representative Maxwell Frost asked what questions people might like to hear asked during or research while he goes and sees these files tomorrow. And Sasha Riley just responded to the thread. Hi. Sasha's named around 7 or 8. So in the government, Jim Jordan, Andy Biggs, Jim Jordan we'll talk about a little bit more later. Donald Trump, obviously we've talked all about him. Lindsey Graham and Clarence Thomas. The billionaires that he named, Donald Trump, Les Wexner, and Ahmed bin Salahim. Those two out of those three billionaires, Wexner and Salahim, are mentioned in some of the redacted ones. Wexner, all kinds of fucking problems. early financier of Epstein, and Salihim, among other things, sent Jeffrey torture videos.
As possible co-conspirators.
Yes.
As possible co-conspirators, Wexner and Salim are possible co-conspirators. Just giving more proof to Sascha.
And meaning that the director of the FBI and the attorney general have both committed perjury
Oh,
in front of Congress because they said they were trafficking to nobody, to ghosts. And here you have co-conspirators. So arrest them, I guess. No,
at the minimum. Is this not treason? I don't. This feels like treason.
it does feel like treason. It does feel treasonous.
We're just not taking this seriously enough. I don't understand.
No, how about like the guy that was like screaming in the airport that got arrested that they were eating children and that like that's what we should be doing. Like that's the appropriate reaction to finding out that Jeffrey Epstein had a chef who made a bunch of weird emails about beef jerky and the steak business and talked about Jeffrey Epstein switching back to regular food. They talk about eating babies that taste like cream cheese, like it's some sick, twisted, even on a joking level, it would be a disgusting thing to joke about. And if there's just any legitimacy to it, it's vile as fuck. Vile as fuck. And this is a purposeful, the way they drop these files is on purpose. Like they drop these files the way they drop them because it's a legal strategy. If you want to confuse a jury, if you have a story to tell that's in your favor, you bring in experts, you sort through things, you give people timelines, you give them whatever. If you have nothing, then you do these dumps and they make people search for what they're looking for. You make everything confusing. You leave out the experts who should be, going through these things. That's what you do. And so this is a legitimate legal strategy that people employ, and that's why they're doing it the way they're doing it. Read that from a couple lawyers online. Pretty cool. I didn't know it. Could go back to Zorro Ranch real quick. I know we're bouncing all over the place. But Zorro Ranch, and you have to check out Drop Site News for this because the article is super long. But Jake, do you have the headline? Epstein recruited NSA codebreakers. So apparently Jeffrey Epstein was setting up this multinational project to rival the Manhattan Project in New Mexico. So this is the headline: recruited NSA codebreakers for Genome Manhattan Project. Manhattan Project, of course, being all of the scientists being recruited to New Mexico to develop the nuclear bomb. The financier pursued cryptographers to hack the genetic code and develop new signals intelligence to understand intercellular communication. This was something that involves Russian intelligence being merged with MIT and U.S. scientists. It spans, of course, through Israel, Ehud Barak. It ties everything together in a way that makes the experiments that they were talking about on Zorro Ranch likely the site of some of the most gruesome and brutal things that were going on. Just all of the strangest and weirdest shit. And they recruited a lot of the best scientists. And this too, guys, does it not blow your mind? 2010, like he was arrested in 06.
And charged, convicted, done in 09.
Yeah, Trump, Ludnick, Julie K. Brown. People say when they knew it that everybody knew. If everybody knew, there's not one single innocent person in these files. Am I wrong?
Silence is compliance with this.
No.
Obstruction of justice.
It is. I'm confused. Like, I know that Chilean has the Fifth Amendment right to non-incrimination. But if I don't know, I don't understand. It does seem like it's bordering on obstruction. to me. I'm not a legal expert, so I don't know that, but it does seem fucking wild. All right, Jake. Let's go through some of the other stuff I got. I don't remember what the order is, so we'll just fucking go through it. I'm gonna put the link to the drop site news. They are free. They have a paid option just like us. They do not put stuff behind a paywall, which is something I very much respect. So let's talk about Elon Musk because SpaceX is going public, right? And so he's making up a bunch of shit to try to make his company seem more valuable than it actually is. So he's and also just distracted from the fact that he is as much in the Epstein files as Steve Bannon or anybody else. Good buddies, him and his brother with Jeff Epstein. Uh, so this is Musk tweeting, "Without election integrity, we do not live in a democracy." And then here's Roy Asherman pointing out from this French newspaper that he is being investigated for election interference himself in France. So he's being probed over election affairs in France. It's also being probed over the fact that Grok is essentially a racist child molester. And just I can't believe, guys, that this is the most wealthy person on the planet, and they're such fucking losers. Him and his brother.
They are. It's like unreal how he is really like they're not going to Mars anymore because he realized it's further away than the moon. So that once he realized that, he's like, all right, redirect. We definitely can't get to Mars, but we could tell them the moon's obtainable. And
Yeah.
SpaceX, right before we go public, we're going to get you on the moon. We're taking tours of the moon.
Yep.
Anything to keep this facade alive.
Also, data centers, good place for a data center. Every place is a good place for a data center. Jake, what do you think is the most likely thing to happen first? Elon Musk puts a data center on the moon. Elon Musk puts moon tourism, or Elon Musk finally comes up with that $6 billion to end world hunger.
I don't know if he's got the funds for the World Hunger one. He's probably gonna do the tours first, just
Yeah.
because he likes the showiness of it all. I feel like that's his thing. Like he likes to seem cooler than he is.
Yeah.
Or option D, I get a pet unicorn.
Yeah. I think
Because the
Brad's
pet unicorn's more likely.
Yeah, I think Brad's got an outside chance of that unicorn. I don't think there's a fat fucking chance that Elon Musk is accomplishing any of this, but he will be overinflating yet another company on the stock market. So, cheers. Can't wait to see how that price goes. So, this is some of the other names, the lesser known names, on the files, and three of them we don't even know who the fuck they are. There is a man by the name of Nicola Caputo, who was an Italian politician, represented his country in the European Parliament between 2014 and 19, before taking a senior position in Campania's regional administration, but no verified evidence confirms this individual was mentioned in the officially released documents. Established organizations not corroborated any link between him and the files, yada yada. Well, Ro Khanna said it on the floor. I tend to believe Ro Khanna on this one. He's shown a lot of integrity around this thing. So if he said it, I believe it. So also these news organizations are way too fucking careful. They say things like Trump has not been accused. He has been accused and accused and accused and accused.
Right.
I don't understand all that throat clearing. It is just not necessary.
It's crazy to think that there's no like intel on these other guys.
Yep. A little strange, little strange.
I think it's like the people who did this but don't want the fame that goes along with it. They're just like the evil people who are fine with fading into the background.
Yeah.
You know, like the other ones love to be able to be out in public and flaunt that they get away with this shit. It's like they get off on being able to get away with all this stuff, but these people are just like the sleaze bags.
Yeah.
Staying behind.
Do you almost feel like it's like we know the stupid ones and the smart smart, right? You know what I mean? Like those guys are probably like smart enough to not have huge public, we just know the
like,
dumb.
we can hide in plain sight. That was
Right.
like these ones are not.
Right. Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel we know the dumb ones the best. Stupider they are. All
Because the
right.
dumb ones are always loud, and the loud ones are always dumb.
Yep. Somebody else want to read this one? This is the other billionaire in the
Sure.
files.
This is Salim. I guess that's my best guess. The Dubai-based businessman leads DP World, a multinational ports and logistics enterprise with operations spanning more than 80 countries. He's also the brother of Mohammed bin Salim, the head of the FIA, which governs the world's motorsport championships, including Formula One. Recently disclosed documents reveal that Sultan Ahmed emailed Epstein in 2015 that he met a girl 2 years ago that went to an American university in Dubai, was the best sex I ever had, amazing body. She got engaged, but not she back with me, he said. Massey also said that since the names were unredacted, it appears the Justice Department confirmed that Salim was the recipient of an email from Epstein in which he said, I loved the torture video. Again, Sasha Riley mentioned him by name.
By name. It's just a very odd thing to just randomly fucking pull out of a hat. You know? And it's just wild enough that like these people probably figured like this is so crazy that no one's ever going to believe this. No one will ever believe you is what what they operated on. And this guy, so also Dubai, by the way, speaking of like just Israeli connections, everything else, like Dubai, UAE, like they are actively doing a genocide in the Sudan to open up this new gold reserve, this new gold exchange in Dubai. So they're still like actively part of this U.S. cooperation where they just turn a blind eye and let them do whatever they need to get resources wherever they want to. So they're part of the Abraham Accords, I guess is what I'm saying. The get out of jail free card for acknowledging Israel. So here's more Elon Musk. This is interesting that he would know this. Somebody else want to get this? It's very small.
Most of the child victims were turned into traffickers themselves by Epstein after age 18. By making them commit crime with him, Epstein ensured their silence more than any NDA possibly could. They should be offered
Amnesties.
amnesties in order to testify. I don't understand why the Epstein victims still won't name names. This was a question that he was answering.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that, Elon? Said Miriam Al-Sol.
It's a very good question. It's a very good question. But well, I don't know. You have a reaction to that before I jump on it?
Yeah, he's mad they found out nobody liked him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's pissed. He's pissed nobody liked him, and he just wants to be such good friends with all of them. But this initial question that he is answering is the fucking problem. I don't understand why the victims still won't say their names. It is not the victim's job. There have been dozens and dozens of victims who have named names who you have chosen to ignore, apparently, whoever the fuck you are. Because if you haven't heard a victim name a name yet, then you're just not listening to victims. Period.
That's simple.
It's Jesus. I just name names. They have name names. Also, there's a lot of evidence that suggests that the lawyers that they employed, that these survivors employed, worked for entities that Epstein owned. So there's a grand chance that unbeknownst to them, they all signed these weird agreements that don't allow them to say things. You see the way they talk about stuff. You see the way they post, set me free, release these files. It's very likely, on top of all of this, that they are legally bound by things they did not understand. They were preyed upon again by the legal system. So don't fucking blame victims. I swear to God. Nicole, whatever the fuck that says.
Arbor.
Arbor.
Yeah, truly, the victims have literally gone through enough. It is a justice system to figure out what is going on. And they know. They've already named, they've already spoken. They've done more than they should have.
Yeah.
They've pleaded for justice. There's nothing more.
Yep.
Leave them alone.
Exactly. Exactly. So speaking of the UAE, these 2012 emails show UAE diplomat and women's empowerment figure Hind Alawaz pimping her younger sister out to Jeffrey Epstein. So more corruption from the UAE, ready in discussions. Well, never mind. I think it starts in the bottom. So, are you in town? My sister is here, and I've told her so much about you. I want you to meet her. I need to know when. On the day till Sunday. Would you like to have lunch with her? Gross. So, but yeah, I'm so excited to introduce you. My sister is prettier than me. Just disgusting. Like, you know who this fucking person is. It's like, I don't know. We're gonna get to the Ludnick thing too, but
2012 email, years after conviction.
years after, and like everybody knew, like this, the whole world knew that like that was he got charged like for nothing compared to what he was indicted with, the evidence against him. Oh, vile. Everybody knew, right? Here's from Julie K. Brown,
Oh,
investigative reporter from the Miami Herald, who broke the sweetheart deal story initially. Why was Epstein making quarterly payments of thousands of dollars to Ohio State's head of gynecology? This needs to be investigated like yesterday.
yeah, it's almost like he was keeping a gynecologist on retainer.
Yep. Yeah, it is almost like that. Just the grotesque amount of Ohio State connections. What Jim Jordan clearly knew, in my opinion, could solve a lot of more than just the wrestling victims whom he let down. Like there's many more victims that he could help and has chosen not to, which is why he looks like a decomposing rat on the side of the fucking sidewalk because his fucking evil is eating him from the inside out.
Yeah, look, Les Wexner, Jim Jordan, the gynecologist from Ohio State. I mean, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross. Um, oh, this is again the idea that there are innocent people in these files is absurd to me. Somebody want to get this one for me?
Sure. When the law firm representing Epstein's victims collapsed because its founder was running a $1 billion Ponzi scheme, every piece of evidence they'd gathered got locked in a bankruptcy court. This is the inventory of what got frozen, and it shows they were days away from deposing Trump, Clinton, Wexner, and Maxwell. Had a Swiss witness describing kids being trained as sex traps, and had forensic accountants tracing Epstein's money through fraudulent transfers.
You can, you can zoom in and see um, all the fucking transactions. So yeah, they have had evidence, um, and just never got after it. Again, so quit blaming victims. This is not their fault. There's clear evidence.
I would like further information on whatever role is religious dildo washer.
I'm sorry, what? Is that on there? You muted yourself.
Yeah, there at the bottom.
Whoa! Religious dildo washer.
I would
Ew.
like to know more about that. That
God.
seems weird. Adam Horowitz, Bradley Edwards.
God. Just knowing that they did so many vile rituals and stuff, like, who knows? Who knows? Uh, it's fighting the financial stuff too. Like, uh, here's another one. So internal Epstein financial records also show that Lex Wexner transferred 2 Inc. to Epstein's financial trust company in 2001. 2 Inc. owned Justice. and many other girl brands. There's the purchase transfer to the financial trust company. That's the agreement. Wexner's Children's Trust. Wexner's Children's Trust. Oh my God. Oh my God. This stuff is disgusting. This shit's disgusting.
I mean, doesn't he own like Victoria's Secret?
Yes.
Is that
Yeah.
why Justice is closed not to like a couple of years ago?
I mean, lots of retail stores closed, so who knows? But thank God, I
It sure
guess.
didn't help.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't help. Yes, so clearly this guy, oh my God. And he wasn't no financial genius either. Like, he had insider information in 2000 before the 2014 Crimea and Russia, and he placed a $250,000 bet against the ruble, and it subsequently dropped by 50% year over year after that. So I don't know exactly how that math works out, but shitload of money is the fucking outcome. That's the final outcome. Some people are doing the right thing in the UK. It does sound like they're really like the Conservative Party really isn't gonna not stop until they get to Starmer. Um, the Norwegian princess or whatever is no longer allowed to be the queen. King Charles says they're going to investigate his brother. It's all a little late, but at least they're doing something about it. Whereas here in the United States, like we can't even get Ludnick fucking to resign. Right. So Howard Ludnick, Commerce Secretary of the United States of America, said that he was so disgusted with Epstein back in when he met him in the early aughts. They never spoke with him ever again, but the files revealed that that was a lie. As it is with most of these guys, like you just believe how many fucking people have tried to lie about their fucking presence in these files, and it just keeps coming up. Surprise. Actually, you're very much a part of this. And Ludnick is no exception. In fact, he went to lunch with them, he went to dinner with them, and he brought kids with them. We read that part already on a different show. So then he goes to the Senate today, and they ask him clarification questions, and it doesn't get any better. Like he just tries to uh, point out, think like the only time that they interacted was in his only memory is exactly what's already in the files. I don't believe a fucking word he says. How is it that we have not like how is this guy not fucking gone?
Because there's no accountability, because then it all starts to unravel. They're all blackmailed together.
And if you get one, you have to get the rest. They don't want to get any of them.
It's like a rat king. It's got his tails all twined together. You know, it's disgusting. Um, but unlike a rat king, this is real. So Jake put up this even more vile thing. So at one point during his fucking hearing, so he made this trip to the Epstein Island with his kids, his friends' kids, and a bunch of nannies. Um, so this from Call to Activism. Van Hollen, did you know whether the nanny that you had on that trip was the same nanny that Jeffrey Epstein expressed interest in meeting? From the email. Ludnick, no, I had no idea about that whole thing. I mean, I don't recall it having anything to do with me other than your name being in the email. Van Hollen, it's just, this guy was a convicted sex offender and obviously not a great place for kids and nannies. No fucking shit. Like, how disgusting a human being do you have to be to take your kids there, knowing who this person is?
Mind you, he would not have told us any of this if they would have never released the email.
No. No, this guy, and every time he talks, he says, my wife, my wife, my wife. Anybody that talks that much about their wife cheats on their wife. Like, that's facts.
And oh my gosh, I just don't understand how how we keep letting this like go. How like now there's evidence. We see other countries that are just like, yep, you're gone. I don't care what position you held. You're fucking out of here. See you later. You can't be associated with child traffickers. And Howard Lutnick's like, yeah, dude, it was just one lunch, dude, just one little lunch with me and some kids and my nanny on the child predators island.
Yep. Yep. And then like, well, what about that dinner you had? It's like, well, I wouldn't call it dinner. It was a meeting at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
With the time zones and everything, it's real tricky. You guys wouldn't understand.
Yeah. It was only for an hour. Like it fucking matters. Like it fucking matters. You took your kids to somebody who you said that you knew was a creep. You went to this person's island. You kept in touch with this person. You did business deals with this person. You're a sick and twisted fuck, and he should resign if he had any dignity whatsoever, but clearly he does not.
Again, after Epstein was convicted, not after he was charged, after he was convicted.
Did. Yep. So ICE is buying warehouses all over the United States of America, including here in Pennsylvania, to house people. The director, whatever, of was in front of Senate as well, saying that they're going to ramp up things. And meanwhile, back in Minnesota, police just announced that one of the guys they arrested in an underage sex trafficking sting was a background checker for ICE agents. Fucking on a scale from one to not at all, how surprised are you guys to find this out?
Oh, the call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah,
I never saw it coming.
he had a high security clearance. Go figure.
I've said that he's already out there working and they just did a background check.
Well, he's the one who does the
No,
background
his
checks.
job is doing. Yeah, he's doing the
His
background
job
check.
is to do the checking.
Do you have to get your background check to background check other people?
It doesn't appear so. The thing was, Jake, is what you don't understand is you just didn't have a guy to do it until they hired the guy. You know what I mean? Like you take that chance with that first hire. You just never know. It could be anybody.
You just gotta praise that a child predator.
Yeah, God, please, not again. Snake eyes. Fucking unbelievable. The real criminals are these people. Statistics are anywhere from 86 to 92% of the people who have been arrested are not criminals, but 100% of the presidents of the United States are. These fucking Republicans actually have the audacity to go in front of cameras still and hold up pictures of like 4 different people who ICE has arrested, who they claim murdered and raped people. You know who did all of those things? Donald Trump. And if he didn't, he could show the files and prove that he didn't. Because that's, he's sitting on the exonerating evidence. He has been accused of all of those things multiple times. So he should probably clear his name. That's all I'm saying.
You know, like when you catch a kid in a lie and they just stand by it wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Right. And you just sit there and he's lying to you. He's lying to you. And you're just like, all right, come on. One, we'll give you another chance, another one.
Yeah.
You still just say that you're just never were there, not here. Okay, we read your name. We know it's you. No, that wasn't me. It's like dealing with a little child.
Yeah.
Just won't admit it.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
It's vile. These people are awful. We are way out of time. It is time to end it there. We'll have more next time. So stay tuned because next Thursday, on top of a little bit of a regular show, we're going to do an interview with activist Karen Ortiz, who is a independent candidate for New York's 12th district in a very crowded primary, and she has very interesting story, and we're just super excited to talk to her about all of this stuff and her platform and her campaign. So don't miss that. Click the notification button, like, subscribe. If you haven't done it already, it helps push us into the algorithm. You help push us into the algorithm because God knows this is not what's supposed to go into the algorithm. So thanks for everything that you do. Thanks for being part of the Derealization Nation. Until next time, I'm John.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
And that's what's left.
Call your Congress people and remind them that mass terrorists are killing Americans in the street and to not give them another fucking dollar.